So in December we sort of went our separate ways briefly. I kept tabs on Abby, Kiara and Mika through their activity profiles. And obviously got into training on my side as well. And things were going really well, everyone was ticking boxes. And then unfortunately towards the end of the holidays all the drama started. Abby and Kiara started developing early symptoms of COVID-19 and they subsequently went and got tested and they tested positive. Their symptoms are mild along the lines of some nasal stuff and basically a little bit of loss of taste and that sort of thing, but certainly no cardiorespiratory ailments or anything like that. So up to this stage in making the video, they've had it for sort of over a week now, kind of in the final phases of it, and are getting going with some light trotting up and down, but nothing that resembles the training they were used to. So they're good signs that they'll be able to sort of come out of this nice and strong, but we certainly aren't going to rush their progress. Their health is the most important thing. We're going to make sure that they get all the time they need to come back safely.
I usually struggle with snots because I have allergies, and so I had a lot of snot running down the back of my throat and stuff, which made it a bit harder to breathe clearly because it was kind of blocking my breathe holes. And I struggled with my muscles were really tight, but that's also not like unusual because I usually have tight muscles. It was just a bit tighter than normal. So I also had tight muscles, and I'm pretty sure the last session was an easy run and then sprints, and my hamstrings were really tight on those sprints. So I didn't think it was a big deal because I also have tight muscles, but yeah.
Obviously in the beginning, when the idea was first introduced, it did seem like quite a far-fetch to achieve. But as I've been going, I've been more and more consistent. I haven't really missed a training session, and so it's like starting to feel like I can do this. Every session I do is becoming easier and easier, and so I can definitely feel I'm improving in speed, and my commitment is there. So I feel like I can put the 3 laps together, the 4 laps together, to do a 5-minute mile.
So from my own side, training has gone very well. I almost felt like this video was going to be the video where I was talking about how I couldn't believe that I hadn't got a single niggle or a single injury. Fortunately, I haven't let myself down there, and I have managed to pick up a little niggle just in the nick of time before making this video. It's a little bit of a sort of an inner left hamstring strain, nothing too serious I don't think. It just means that I'm going to just have to ease off the speed work for the next 4 days or so, and then sort of get gradually back into things.
Gotten stronger because during the whole lockdown level 5 we did a lot more strength training, so we're definitely stronger in that way. I also don't think we could have gotten slower from the 2020 track season. So we obviously would have gotten faster, I guess, but it doesn't feel like we've gotten faster because running that effort and that pace for 4 laps and then afterwards feeling, yeah, it definitely doesn't feel like you've gotten faster.
I think that the big issue I've got is I'm kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. I know that I'm not fast enough at the moment. If I had to go out and do this thing with the fitness I have, there's no way I could do it. I'm running 400 meter intervals and kind of almost like a sprint. It almost feels like a 400-meter sprint. Okay, I can maybe go a little bit further, but at this stage, it's I can really feel like I need to develop more speed. So it's forced me to work a lot more on some sprints, which obviously pushing my muscles into new range, and eventually your body's going to cry out for a little bit of downtime. That's exactly what's happened. So I'm going to get on with some additional strengthening and some easy runs, which I actually feel like I really need. I feel like a good couple of days of some easy running, just some easy miles, logging some easy miles. I feel like it's also going to do me some mental good to have that. So I'm trying to look at the positives of almost like the guiding light forcing you into doing what you really need. But then, having said that, when I do come out the other side, like, in the next couple of days, and hopefully I'm feeling better, I need to get back on that speed work. For those of you who are interested in sort of knowing exactly what type of training we are doing, what types of sessions, here are 6 sort of typical sessions that you would find within a mile training plan. Now generally I'd say these 6 sessions would take place once every maybe 10 days, and you might duplicate, for example, do an easy run twice within those 10 days and have a rest day, and maybe you include an extra set of strides. But really with the race pace, every 7 to 10 days, and same with the speed endurance, same with the tempo run. Sprints, you might want to throw an extra set of sprints in if you really feel you need it. So, for example, myself and Mika and the girls, we're all doing slightly different things. It's all obviously designed to get us to the same point, but we're different runners, different abilities, different ages, so we do need to plot our own graphs to getting there. So these are just the type of sessions that you'd typically find. Obviously the exact frequency of them, how regularly they occur, and obviously the lengths of reps and all those sorts of things do differ from one of us to another, but this just gives you a good sort of idea of what we're doing when we're out there.
Running this pace is always going to be hard no matter how hard you train, but I definitely think that with the training we had been doing before we had to stop running because of Corona, definitely put us in good stead to run the 5 minutes. Chase the 5 minute mile, because we had set the training up before we had to stop, so I definitely think we could give it a go.
I think the more challenging part, or the part that it may not help, is whether my legs will be able to hold out for the 4 laps at running that pace, so they don't tighten up or anything like that.
Yes! But I've kind of been trying not to think about that part of it.
Definitely lap 3 is the worst, because it's like lap 1, feeling good, just started, and then you get to lap 2 and it's like average, we're all good, still going, we're fine, and you get to lap 3, downhill, because you know that after this lap that is gonna hurt, you still have to do 1 more lap, which will be faster because it's your last lap, so it's just not so great.
And I was trying to not think about it as how far I'm from the end, and do like each rep as it comes. That's also how Sean trained me, to try and be consistent on every lap. And then obviously in the last lap you automatically, or I automatically, get the energy back, and like I'm able to push faster because I know it's the last lap. So it's really only the 3rd lap that I have to worry about, because I know sometimes when I'm training I do like lack off in the mid part of the training, but with my training I'm being more consistent, and therefore that will help me to like be consistent in the actual mile.
definitely think it would be a bit of both, but
More mental.
for me, mental as well.
Because physically, it's like you can't really lose too much in 2 weeks. But like,
Knowing that you missed out on 2 weeks of training while the others have been training, it almost feels like you're on the back foot, even though it's not too far behind.
it's like, it's more knowing that you missed out on things, and maybe those training sessions could have brought you closer or could have made your time faster or something like that.
So obviously what this means is, with the girls sidelined, recovering from illness, and myself a little bit of a niggle, taking a couple of days off, and quite frankly quite a bit off the pace as well, the pressure's really falling onto Mika's shoulders. There were 4 of us to start, and at this present point in time there is one, and it's him. And yes, we might all come back into the fold, and that might be released for him, but at the moment he's the one sort of flying the flag. And it obviously puts a lot of pressure on his shoulders, but he's also, this is part of the reason why we start with 4 of us. This is real life. This is not a TV series we're putting together with scripts and lines. This is what has happened. There's a pandemic going around, and these are things that we just can't plan for. And that's the beauty of sort of being able to share this, is it's literally us on our quest to do this. And at the moment he's the only one standing, but we're all certainly going to fight and try and get back there to join him.